if that's what you're thinking. That's how I know it's going to come back to you. But you used to leave it on your dresser or your nightstand or something here? Or dangle it from somewhere or sit it on something?
I thought I had a head. Guess I didn't.
Because he's shown it be out. That's why. But he says you lost something else of his? Where's the high school ring? He brings up this high school ring. Is it blue? Ah, it's got the blue in it. That's what I'm looking for, is the blue. He says that's what you carry with you at all times, correct? That's the only thing that you wear. Maybe that's the best way to say it, at all times. Would that make sense? Now, the chain has a cross on it. It's a gold cross, small, not too big, not too thick, correct? You last time you saw it, you thought you hid it. Is that correct? White box? What's a white box?
My makeup box.
Gotcha. Because he says white box, so I have to just see where I'm going with the white box. But it's not in your makeup box. And you haven't seen it in 2? What's the number 2 with that?
Well, at least 2 months. But it was, my stuff was stolen about 3 weeks ago. And that's when I realized it was gone.
Somebody broke into your house?
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't really ransacked, is that correct? It was just your area? Who knows that you lived there from the past?
My son.
Yeah, but I don't see your son as a thief with things. Would that make sense to you? I just don't see your son that way. It wouldn't be, not for that. Do you see my point? Maybe certain things, yes. Okay, I can definitely agree with you there. But not for that. I just can't. The way he showed me, he goes, he just wouldn't do that part of it. You know, take your money and crap like that. Yeah, definitely. But not jewelry that is your son's, that brother to brother. Do you see that point? It's just different. So if he did take it, it wasn't to steal it from you. It's almost like he'll keep it for himself. Do you understand my point? So when you go there, if you do see him, because I feel like you have a lot of hostility with certain things with him at times where, no offense to him, but he just kind of irks the walls with you for certain things. I wouldn't be surprised if you look around and you find it. I told you he would be stupid and wear something. Do you see my point? Because your son says it's not sold. So don't think it's completely gone. It's funny, you don't really care about the rest of the stuff that was gone. Does that make sense? But he says that one piece is what you care about the most. But it was only your stuff that was more touched. So it's like deliberate at you. No offense. Did you tell him no for money recently? Is your son an addict of some kind?
Recovering. It started after his brother's accident.
Yeah, he had a very hard time with that. He didn't know what to do with himself. No offense, he just really didn't. And I feel like you were just at a loss of what to do with him too, besides, you know, take care of yourself. And it's a whole issue besides your lovely ex-husband. It's not gone. He still says no. You'll get it back. I can't tell you when. Your son may fall off that wagon though again, or he owes somebody money.
He has several times.
He has a very hard time with it. But I have to be honest with you, you have to pay attention with it, or he needs to pay attention with it more this year, if that makes sense to you. And the reason why I say that to you is because it could go in a whole nother direction. Do you understand? Can't play with your body up and down like that. It's just not made for that. Your son's young, but his body is not that young like that anymore for what he's doing here. So I have to be honest, he'll get it back. He'll definitely get back the necklace, but I'm going to tell you, it's when you least expect it. But with that, son, you got to change your locks. You never changed the locks either, your son said. Is that correct?
Well, no. It was pretty much, I mean, the door was open. We had people outside working at the basement.
Mm-hmm. But they knew your routine. Your routine is very daily. It's the same stuff, no offense. But it is. That's why. That's where you have to switch something. You need to lock stuff up. You're too trusting. Understandable. It happens. But not with him. I'm so sorry to put it that way to you. But this year is a hard year for that son as a recovering one. That's why he probably kept mentioning that brother to me on and on and on about this brother. It's too much for you. You know, your daughter different. You know, emotionally, she could be everywhere. Do you see my point? He does things stupid, much more stupider than the daughter would. Would that make sense to you? The daughter's just different. That one needs to get it together this year. I have to tell you, it's a very rough year with you with him. But you'll find the chain. That's the one piece I will tell you right now that your son will never sell. That's why I told you it's not sold. Stupid enough to wear it. So sorry. But you will get it back. It's funny because you used to keep it with you at all times at one time. Is that correct? And the one time you actually put it away for a while. But everybody knows where your hiding places are, girl.
I got nothing left to hide no more.
I know. So that's the big thing. It's like, you know, your son says it's the same routine with you. You put things in the same spot, but it's easy because you lose crap. No offense, but he says you always lose crap. So if you keep it in the same spots, it's so easy for you to find. No offense, but everybody knows your spots. So you gotta switch it up. You're always missing money too. You used to stash money at one time, didn't you? Like dollars and tens and fives, nothing. You know, it was whatever I had in my pocket. I would just try to stash it. It always just disappear. He goes, because you're the easiest person to steal from in that direction. No offense. He says you don't even like people in your house anymore. I don't blame you. I wouldn't let anybody in the house, but you need to change up the locks. And now as for your personal stuff, I wouldn't even, whatever's left, which is barely anything besides this, which I feel like you hold on to more than anything else at this moment, you need to, if you're not going to wear it for that day, you need to put in a spot like laundry room. Do you see the place that I would never even think that you would put crap in? That's my point to you. That's where you have to start changing things up. Because this one, it's a hard year and he needs to get it together this year. He's pills, isn't he? Pills and what else in there? Because there's mixed in here. It's a lot of white. So I go pills right away. And then there's something else white here. Could be cocaine, I'm assuming. Not really good with these drugs nowadays. There's so much out there. And this is not heroin, I'm hoping, either. Am I correct?
Yeah.
That's why it's so hard. But he needs to change the friends. He's in the same area. He's in the same crowd. I expect to go from being perfect, doing good, to a switch up when you're back into the same thing. It's like an alcoholic. If I'm a recovering alcoholic, I wouldn't be a bartender. It's at my fingertips. Do you see my point with it? So he's got to switch it. And it's his choice. Oh, that's just my speaker, sorry. When nobody hits the Pandora fast enough, it like, it shuts down. But it's almost like if he stays in the same area, how long can he last that way is my big part of that whole situation.
Yeah.
So I feel like you've been trying to push him in other areas, but this is the year he has to make that flip. I have to stress that to you. But your chain, you'll get it back.
I hope so.
You will. He has guilt without that son. That's why I told you he won't give it back to you so easily. Do you see my point? Because it's already been the main thing on your thing is, I lost the chain. It's gone. You don't care about anything else you lost. I feel like you don't even realize half the stuff you did lose at that time. No offense. It's just that one particular piece.
Yeah.
That's why it's almost like this one's like, oh crap, I didn't think of it, didn't realize it. Do you see my point? So now how to get it back in the house. How to get it back to you. And I told you, this son, no offense to him, no think. He will wear it. Wouldn't recommend it, but he would wear it. Because he's that do-to-do-ish to do it. That's my point. Where you're almost going to like crack him up and take your chain right back at the same time. But he wouldn't think about it. Now he's the one with the girlfriend as well and the child. The girlfriend's not supportive in that area. Is that correct? Meaning to help him as much. She doesn't discipline. I'm not saying you're supposed to discipline him, but she's got to change the direction of it and stay that ground of it. Does that make sense to you? That's what I mean by it. You can't expect a man who goes to rehab and does try to improve himself and detoxify. Okay, now we're living in the same neighborhood and the same, but she's got to move out. She's got to change things up and say, this is how it's going to be. You have to get a job. You have to work this, walk a straight line. You know, having him because you baby him, not meaning you, but meaning her, the more she babies that situation because she wants a father for her child. I get it. I really, really do. But at the same time, that ain't going to save your son. It's got to be a two-way street. That's my point. She's got to get her head out of her tush. No offense to her. That's how I'm looking at her. So to help you with lost items, you know, St. Anthony. St. Anthony helps you find lost items. So you could pray to him every day. He's also the saint of love, so that you do now. Not that you're looking for love, but I'm just going to throw it in there for you. But it's St. Anthony for lost items. And everything comes back to you somewhere around the bin. So, long story short, these necklaces that I wear are my mother's. So this is something I never take off now. Now you'll know exactly the reason why I never take it off. I used to flip my necklaces between mother and daughter that we used to share the same. Other stuff that I used to have as memory with her. So I used to always take these off and put them on the side, put them on the side, put them on the side. One day, they were gone. Couldn't find them. I'm very good with jewelry. I'll let you all know. I'm very good with jewelry. I don't lose my stuff. I'm very particular in my stuff. I know what everything is, especially my jewelry. Anything else? 50-50. But my jewelry, I'm very good with. I have a heart attack if I lose something of my jewelry. And if it's my mother's especially. I lost this for a year. I tore apart. I had a small little house, very tiny little house, like a little cape. It was called the Cape because I'm from New York, so they had capes. So we lived in this cape. And I lost it. I said, I tore every, it's in a corner. Everybody's in a corner. there is no more corners in my house. I tore every corner in God's creation of corners, drawers. I flipped them. I did everything. I had a friend. I was sitting with her one day. My father was having a hard time with something because my mother had passed. And he was like, she gave him these signs and it made him feel better. And she turned to me. It was the freakiest thing because I just sit there and I don't pay attention. I'm in my own little land. But I don't read friends or family. So I'm very clear. I have a cut off there. I don't touch it. It's just me as a spiritual person. Everybody's different. So she helped him with his on that angle to communicate with my mother. And actually, honestly, I wouldn't have been able to communicate with her right way. I was too emotional, but it never hit me the right direction. So she turned to me, and I swear to God, she looked like Satan for the minute. She scared the crap out of me. And she's like, that's why you never find your change. You're nasty. That's what she told me. She goes, I'm nasty. I'm like, I'm not nasty. I think I'm very nice. She goes, you're too rough with him. Your mother said you're nasty. So you're punished. I'm like, punished? I want my chain. I want my chain back. So I, followed what she said. I'm like, oh, so she's right. I need to know. Gotta know. And I would be patient with him a little bit more. It's just because I was trying to push him to get out, do things. My father would just hibernate in the house and not move. And I was so afraid that he would pass that way because he was so depressed. He lost a ton of weight too fast. My father's diabetic, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. There was so much. I almost lost him to even kidney stones where he almost went into a diabetic coma from it. Okay, so there was so much going on that I was like, oh my God, if I take another hit, I'm done. Like I was completely done. So everything rounds up working out, thank God. It was mine and my brother's anniversary. We're a week apart of marriage, okay? So we're just that week, and we decided, let's all go out to dinner. So we'll go out to dinner, have dinner, come home. There's my smart aleck husband going to me. Tara, your mother was here, and she left you a present. So I said, well, I don't find that funny. Do you find that funny? Because I don't find it funny. And he was like, oh, I'm not joking, Tara. She really did. You have to come down here and find it. So I said, whatever. Stupid. So I went upstairs, and on the fireplace, that electric fireplace in the house, was my chains. And they laying straight across the fireplace. So I said, that's impossible. They definitely were not there. I know if they would be there. It's every day. It's my living room. It's my fireplace. He goes, that's because they weren't on the fireplace, Tara. They were in my pocket, in my robe pocket. I never wear a robe, and it's my husband's robe. Don't ask me how they got there. But it would never, ever, ever, and I swear to you, it would never be a place I would put it. I have a jewelry box that opens like this. So I would hang them. That's how I know what I would do with my chains. And when this wasn't there, gone. Now my father moved. The only thing I never got out of that move, and I searched his house, my house, I had nameplate and diamonds. Never found it, but I found my mother's. Couldn't find it. Still haven't found it to this day. And the houses are sold. They're gone. So if somebody found it, they're pretty much doing good for themselves, I guess. Whatever. If it makes more money for you in that way, I guess. I don't care. But that's my point. It always comes back to you if it's meant to be with you. And this is all I really have. My mother's a lot of jewelry. It's just jewelry. I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't wear her. But she's just, my father used to just give her everything. Do you understand? He was just very good to her. It was his high school sweetheart. It was the love of his life. It was everything. But that's all I have. I don't have anything from my mother's side of the family because when my mother died, my uncle took everything. So my only part is only fully whole from my mom. So that's always sentimental. So my husband never has to buy me jewelry because I tell him, I'm jewelry. I don't need it. I don't wear it. Wasting money. Don't get me flowers. Get my nails done. I always tell them simple. Nails and pedicure. I'm a happy little chick or a massage. I'm simple. I'm the simplest person in the world. I never need or want for anything. If I had my choice to really want something and you ask me my one wish is to this day, I just want my mother. It's all I wish for. I don't care about anything else. Everything else can crumble. It means nothing to me. That's why I tell you, when it's meant to be, it always comes back to you. It's like a crystal. You can lose a crystal for months, and I've lost them for months, but they always come back. That's why I said you'll get it back. That's why he told me it's not lost. And that's very personal to you. It's very connected to you, so it will come back to you. And I did St. Anthony for a long time. I will tell you, I did. St. and St. Anthony weren't getting along for a little bit up there. Let me tell you, because I was like, hey, St. Anthony, I'm praying, I'm flipping cups, I'm doing it all. I said, I got nothing. And then bam, I just took a step back, I took a breath, and bam, there they were. And I wasn't the one who found them. It was my lucky old husband. Everything happens, like I said, it's for a reason when it comes to that part. So you will get that part back, but don't ever take these off, meaning that ring. That will always stay with you and always keep you connected. But he'll always be around you, sweetie, which I'm sure you know already. You got the feathers, though. Is that correct?
Pennies.
You'll get feathers. Time. Give it time. Sometimes certain things are easy to be in your face. No offense. So it has to be there. And you pick them all up. Just keep them with you. So somebody on Facebook once took their dimes. They used to find a lot of dimes. And they got a wooden piece, like probably big, and they glued the dimes into the heart of into the shape of a heart. And it was all their dimes they found was somebody who loved them and had passed over. And they put like a feather near it, and then it just hangs that way. Me, I have them in my car, have them in my pocketbook. It's wherever I find them, I just keep them. And I just keep moving. I'm a lot with feathers, though. I'm big for feathers. My mother needs to be in my face. I guess that's what it is. But one day at a time, but you'll definitely get those medals back. That I'll tell you.
That's good.
Alrighty. I hope that was a little good for you.